news day continues here on One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. Right, here's the latest on PDP Laban. We have the PDP Laban President and Senator Manny Pacquiao telling his party mates to follow the bylaws or leave. This comes as Pacquiao accuses Vice Chairman of PDP Laban, who is also our Energy Secretary Alfonso Cusi, along with other PDP Laban members, of attempting to divide the party. Let's discuss this further with PDP Laban Secretary General Melvin Matibag, who joins us over the phone. Good afternoon, Attorney. First off, what was your reaction to Senator Pacquiao's warning to other PDP Laban members who are supposedly defying party rules?
First of all, good afternoon. So yung warning ko siguro probably he will examine himself first before saying it to other party mates, because I think sa side namin we're doing everything within the rules nandun sa bylaws yan eh. Doon naman namin. So, ika muna yung magtigil kung sino dapat umalis sa partido bago sabihin sa amin yun.
Alright, sir. Pero despite itong mga warnings from Senator Pacquiao, are you guys still pushing through with the Second National Assembly that is scheduled for July 17? And ano pong maaasahan natin from this meeting kung matuloy nga? Hello, sir. Sorry. Hindi lang po, it's a little bit choppy lang. Hello?
Yes, tuloy po yun. July 16 and 17 po ang schedule ngayon sa Clark, Pampanga. Kasi hindi naman po illegal yung sinasabi nila na yan, hindi dapat matuloy, because it was unanimously approved by the National Council. We've seen noong May 31, sinabi na nila yan, wag umaten, pero dumating pa rin po yung majority of the members of the National Council. Out of 159, 130 attendees. So, nakita na naman po natin na despite ng mga sinasabi nila Senator Manny, dumarating pa rin po yung mga liderato at members ng PDP Laban.
Alright, sinasabi po kasi rin ni Senator Pacquiao that a majority po ng PDP Laban ay still on his side or kakampi pa rin niya. This is of course amid this word war with the President. May katotohanan po ba to at may hidwaan ba talaga at meron na bang Team A, Team B sa loob ng PDP Laban, sir?
Madali naman po sabihin na sa akin yung suporta eh. Pero ano yung proof? Pangunguna ng ating chairman, was delegated to Secretary. Noong May 31, sinabi na nila mismo, wag kayong umaten. Sumulat pa po sila sa mga members ng National PDP. Na yung sinasabing 100,000 members, we have the support eh. So tingnan po natin yung July 16 and 17. That's why we're in to attend. Usapan yung mga issues na lumalabas.
Alright, sir, panghuling katanungan na lang po, may reaction po ba kayo sa sinasabi ni Senator Franklin Drilon, or Minority Leader, na it's just a matter of time before Pacquiao gets ousted as President of PDP Laban? Posible po ba ito magyari?
Well, 17, I think, the membership and the leadership will push for an election because nasa bylaws po yan eh. Na yung pong term of office ng mga officers, 2 years lang. We are in the holdover capacity for the longest time, so dapat na po siguro mag-elect. So, it's a possibility na hindi siya yung maboto, but if he will run and siya yung iboto, then we will respect the decision of the majority of the PDP. Ang bottom line po nito, we have to get the mandate of the leadership and the member of the PDP po.
So, sa tingin niyo, sir, matutuloy itong eleksyon sa July 17?
Talagay ko po yun talaga yung hinihingi ng mga PDP para po mawala na po yung question ng pagiging presidente ni Manny Pacquiao, kasi yung pagpalit po niya as president hindi po dumaan sa tamang proseso. Hindi po naman sa ibinoto.
Alright, having said that, who can we look forward to as the new leader or the new president of PDP Laban, sir?
Thank you po.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, PDP Laban Secretary General Melvin Matibag. And the Health Department has reported more than 5,700 new COVID-19 cases on Thursday. And this has brought the total caseload to 1,418,000, some 51,500 of which are still considered active. 135 new deaths were confirmed overnight, pushing the death toll to 24,700. On the other hand, total recoveries are now at 1,341,000, with 2,800 new survivors logged in the last 24 hours. And the Philippines is now considered a low-risk area for COVID-19, according to the Health Department. DOH Epidemiology Bureau Director Alethea de Guzman said the COVID growth rate has dropped to negative 9% from 15% in the previous weeks. Meanwhile, the average daily attack rate has decreased to nearly 6% in the last 2 weeks. The DOH official urged the public to continue following minimum health protocols because another surge in COVID-19 infections is still possible.
Though mababa siya, ito po yung sinasabi namin na manipis no? Yung negative 1, 2 hanggang around negative 10%. It's very prone to sudden posibleng tataas, no? So, kailangan palakihin pa natin yung pagbaba niya.
We're pausing for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us. You are still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. More private schools are feared to close down due to the tax hike being imposed under the CREATE law. However, lawmakers are calling on the Bureau of Internal Revenue, or BIR, to repeal the regulation due to a possible misinterpretation. Shaila Francisco has the full report.
School year 2021 to 2022 is set to start either by next month or in August. But even before classes start, some private schools are in danger of shutting down. This as a BIR revenue regulation effectively hikes tax rates of private schools to 25% from the current 10%. The tax hike comes at a time when the country is heavily battered by the COVID-19 pandemic, which has already caused the closure of some 900 private schools. The crisis also forced some 400,000 students to transfer to public schools. An expert says this trend could continue with a tax rate hike on private schools.
The schools have not decided yet whether they can survive, whether they can sustain. And we are also concerned about parents, about students now asking us on what would be the decision on whether to continue in the ensuing semester and school year.
Meanwhile, senators fear that increasing taxes will result in a tuition fee hike in private schools.
It is natural to assume that the schools will pass on this tax to the students. It's reasonable. I mean, and you cannot blame them for that. They are already suffering.
As such, senators have asked the BIR to repeal the revenue regulation. At a Senate hearing Wednesday, lawmakers pointed out the wrong interpretation of the BIR on the corporate recovery and tax incentives for enterprises, or CREATE law, which served as the basis for the regulation. They said that under CREATE law, tax of private schools should have been lowered to 1% to help them better cope with the pandemic. But under the BIR's interpretation, educational institutions should first be non-profit to avail of the 1% tax rate. Otherwise, they would pay a 25% tax. Senators and private school associations note the BIR misinterpreted the National Internal Revenue Code, or NIRC, quoted in the CREATE law to include educational institution as non-profit.
The CREATE bill did not touch upon the characterization, the character of the educational institution. It did not. We did not touch on it. It's the same. What we did was to touch on the rates given the pandemic. But the BIR regulation, Madam Chairperson, ruled and interpreted it otherwise and redefined what is an educational institution.
For us, it has always been clear the non-profit qualification pertains only to hospitals, not to proprietary education institutions.
The Senate is set to amend the NIRC to correct the provision which resulted in the misinterpretation. The Finance Department, where BIR is an attached agency to, supports the amendment, but says they can't repeal the law just yet while the legislation is pending. The DOF asks there is enough time to wait for the legislation.
The filing of the ITR for the schools will still be in April 2022, so there is still, I think, enough time for passing this measure and have it in effect.
Senators are asking the DOF and the BIR to at least suspend the regulation, considering the near opening of the next school year. The DOF has requested for a week to come up with a decision on the matter. Shaila Francisco, we are One News.
Carlos Yulo is one of at least 17 Filipino athletes who will gun for the Philippines' first ever Olympic gold medal. Let's take a look at Yulo's journey from child gymnast to Olympian. Let's watch this.
From humble beginnings, there is no doubt that Carlos Yulo's journey is nearing the very top. Growing up near the Rizal Memorial Stadium, he would imitate the acrobatics of top gymnasts. He started competing at the age of 8, and by 11, he won 4 gold medals at the Palarong Pambansa. There has been no stopping him since. In 2018, he won 2 silvers and 2 bronze medals at the World Cup Series. Kaloy also became the first male athlete in Southeast Asia to win a medal at the World Artistic Gymnastics Championships when he took home the bronze later that year. The next year, Kaloy bagged the gold and also clinched a spot at the Tokyo Olympics. He also became the most bemedaled athlete at the 2019 Southeast Asian Games with 2 golds and 5 silvers. Kaloy continues to hone his skills in Tokyo, where he has been training since 2016. He is the epitome of the underdog, and everybody loves an underdog story. He also gives the country a good chance at winning its very first Olympic gold medal.
See us stronger. Catch the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 from July 23 to August 8, 2021 here on Signal, official broadcaster of Tokyo 2020.
Signal TV and TV5, along with Smart and PLDT, are the official broadcasters of the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. Watch the games from July 23 to August 8, 2021 on TV5, One Sports, One Sports Plus, Signal Play, PLDT, and Smart. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News.